Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Cream of the Crop. As always, Cream of the Crop is brought to you by Smile Ministries. What does Smile Ministries do? We make people smile. But no, seriously, Smile Ministries is saving, mending, inspiring, loving, and empowering people every day. So, we're picking up where we left off last week. As always, I'm happy to be with you. And some of you may notice before I get started, got the beard going. It's No Shave November. I'm going to trim, but I'm not going to shave. What is No Shave November? It's just men's health awareness. So I don't shave. You ask me why I haven't shaved, and I tell you because men need to be more aware of their health. We don't always like going to the doctor, but we need to. And if you're over 40, make sure you get the prostate checked. So, with my beard, I bring to you this week's Cream of the Crop. And last week we talked about choices, and we talked about how with every choice that you make, there's consequences. We talked about the fact that you always have a choice. Don't ever let anyone convince you that you don't have a choice, and that even not making a choice is a choice. With that being said, we're picking up this week, and we're moving, still dealing with choices, because I told you last week that the whole month is actually dedicated to choices. I'm writing a book called Reinvent Yourself, and every month for the next few months is dedicated to a chapter in the book. So this month we're dealing with choices, because I feel like people fail because they don't make the right decisions, and I want to help people make better choices, myself included. So, last week we said you always have a choice, and with every action that you choose, you also choose the consequences of that action. Consequences are neither good nor bad, they're just consequences. This week we're going to talk about managing choices. So, there's a book by John Maxwell that I read a while ago called Today Matters. And in that book, he makes a point that I really want to share with you, and that point is this: that in life, you really don't have to make a lot of decisions. And just bear with me. You have to make choices every day. You make a choice on what you're going to wear, what you're going to do, what you're going to eat. But some of major decisions, the reality is you don't have to make a lot of them. They're just key decisions that you need to make and things that you need to settle on. And then what you do is you spend the rest of your life managing those choices. Make sense? So, I'll give you an example. What I did was I have a list of values that I'm not going to go through the values with you. But what I'm saying is the choices that we make when we make choices in these key areas is they serve almost as guardrails for our life. You can't predict all the things that will happen in your future, but you can set these guardrails by making decisions in certain areas, and they determine how you'll respond. Let me give you an example. If you choose to be married, you made a decision based on the choice to be married on how you will respond to the temptation to cheat. That makes sense? Because you made a decision to be married, you made a decision to be faithful. Period. Regardless of the circumstances and regardless of who approaches you, your Morris Chestnut, your Nia Long could approach you, but because you've made a decision to be faithful, you've already decided how you would ultimately handle that situation. That makes sense? If I make a decision to be an honest person, I've made a decision as to how I will answer certain things in given situations. If I made a decision to be financially responsible, then I've made a decision that sometimes we're going to have to say no in the future to certain opportunities and things I want to buy. I'll use another example that I'm sure we can relate to right now. I made a decision to be a compassionate person. And because of that choice, I look for opportunities to be compassionate. Nobody knew the tsunami that hit the Philippines was going to be what it was. And my heart goes out to you. For those that don't know, they're saying that up to 10,000 people could have died in the tsunami. That's worse than any war that I can think of, especially in that amount of time. So, because I made a decision to be compassionate before this ever happened, I made a decision that if something like this did happen, I would help. You know what I'm saying? Because I made a decision years ago to be compassionate. I made a decision to be patient. And what does that mean? I made a decision to be patient with people, always remembering how God has been patient with me. With that being said, when people do me wrong, mistreat me, mishandle me, I'm going to be hurt and I'm going to be upset. But I've already chosen my response to them because of the choice that I made years ago. So that's what I want to say today. Sit down. There's some key areas that you need to make choices in, if you haven't. And then spend the rest of your life managing those choices. I'm not going to go through an exhaustive list, but just to let you know some of the areas. Your faith. You need to make a decision regarding your faith. Are you going to believe God or not? If you are, for those that are with me, then the decisions that you make going forward about the things that you do and you don't do are answered in the fact that you made a choice to believe God. Make a choice regarding your finances. What kind of financial future do you want to have? And then make other choices accordingly. I made a decision that I want to be a positive person. And because of that, guess what? I choose to have a positive attitude. And when negativity comes my way, my response is predicated on that choice that I made. And I want you to do the same thing. So we're about finished. Just know that it's not just about making choices, but it's about managing choices. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people make a decision to do something, but they don't manage that decision after the zeal and the passion goes that was there when they made it, the choice. As always, I love you to life. Thank you for tuning in to Seafood Bible Study. Appreciate your patience. We'll be back next week with more. Again, as always, if you like what you heard, like it, share it, comment, let me know. Send me emails to smileministries2012@gmail.com. And men, not everybody, just the men, No Shave November. Give it a shot. God bless you.